Rohit hated his life. Every morning, he walked alone to school while his classmates arrived in shiny cars, laughing, wearing crisp uniforms and carrying trendy backpacks. His own uniform was clean but faded, and his lunchbox always held simple food, just roti and vegetables. Others had sandwiches, chips, and juice boxes. He often looked at them and wondered why his life was so different. At home, things were tight. His books were secondhand, his shoes patched, and even the fan in his room made a slow, groaning sound. One evening, tired of hiding his frustration, he snapped, "Why can't we have anything nice? A bike? At least a better phone." His father, Manoj, was sitting on the floor fixing a broken slipper. Without lifting his head, he replied softly, "Some things take time, son." Rohit shouted back, "You don't understand anything," and walked off, slamming the door behind him. The next day, school ended early because of a power outage. As Rohit walked home through the market, wiping sweat from his forehead, he saw a handcart piled with cement sacks struggling to move forward. The man pushing it was soaked in sweat, trembling from exhaustion. His shirt clung to his back, and his feet looked swollen in worn-out sandals. Rohit stopped, squinted, and felt his heart drop. It was his father. He froze in place as he watched him push the heavy cart slowly through the crowd. Just then, two shopkeepers nearby whispered, "Manoj works night shifts at the factory and still does this during the day? All for his son's school fees. My kid dropped out last year." Rohit couldn't move. Guilt washed over him like a wave. That night, he didn't sleep. He kept thinking about all the times his father came home too tired to speak, all the times his mother quietly stitched his school bag instead of buying a new one, and all the meals they said they weren't hungry, just so he could eat more.
It all made sense now.
From that day on, Rohit changed. He stopped complaining. He stopped comparing. He studied harder than ever before, reading by candlelight when the electricity failed, using every page of every notebook until it tore. Slowly, his grades began to rise. Teachers noticed. But Rohit didn't care about praise anymore. He only cared about making it worth the sacrifices. Years later, when the state merit list was announced, Rohit's name was at the top. Reporters rushed toward him, asking, "What's your secret? How did you do it without any coaching?" Rohit looked beyond the cameras and found his father in the crowd, still wearing a faded shirt, clapping with those same rough hands. He smiled and said, "My father carried sacks, so I could carry dreams." Sometimes we feel disappointed by what we don't have, without realizing someone is silently giving everything they've got to help us reach somewhere better. Before you complain or compare, ask yourself, who is carrying the weight behind your success?
Like, comment, and subscribe.